Welcome to the Clean Program, week number 1. The Clean Program is a powerful program, yet it's very easy to follow. Basically, it consists of a shake for breakfast, a regular lunch, and a shake for dinner. With each shake and meal, you will have the clean supplements. Ideally, the order is shake for breakfast, lunch, and shake for dinner. But if you have a business dinner or a celebration with your husband or family for that night, you can change and do breakfast with a shake, lunch with a shake, and dinner. Make sure you go back to that order of shake, lunch, shake, or at least try to do that order for most of the week. That's the way it works best because nighttime is the time where detoxification is turned on at the maximum strength. The reason why is because we are not using any energy in muscular movement or anything else for that reason. And the body has the ability to use all the energy for detoxification while you're sleeping. So you do not want to be digesting food throughout the night, and therefore the shake is the best one to have for dinner. How much water you put in the shake is really up to you. You can use as much or as little to make it the consistency that you prefer. The supplements are basically the same, and you take them with your shakes and with your regular meal. Now, your regular meal is not really a regular meal, is a meal chosen from the Elimination Diet. The reason we put 2 lists, one of them of foods that you are allowed to have and one of them of foods that you're not allowed to have, is the list of foods that you're not allowed to have consist of all the foods that we know cause for thousands of people food allergies, food sensitivities, and are difficult for the body to digest. Also, some of the foods that we list in the to avoid list are chosen on the basis of them being the ones that are most toxic in terms of the chemicals that we use. For example, strawberries are one of the crops that are most fumigated during its growth because they're generally attacked by insects. So when you eat the strawberry, you are eating many of these toxins. Now, there are things that we have to consider during the Clean Program which make it easy to follow but not as easy to get through. And these are the symptoms that basically may occur, if they occur, mostly during the first 3 days, due to 2 reasons fundamentally. One of them is withdrawal. The other one is the increase of toxicity levels that happen when the detoxification mode is turned on. And I'll go into this in a minute. But the first set of symptoms may happen because of withdrawal. Withdrawal basically of 2 things. One of them is food itself, because you're going to be having 2 shakes during the day instead of 2 solid meals. And that is in a way withdrawing food from your life. And the withdrawal of food may trigger the appearance of what we call hunger. Many patients ask me, "Doc, what do I do when I get hungry?" Or, "Sometimes I'm starving. What do I do?" Well, I tell most people to consider the possibility that they were never hungry in their life. I think that most of us in the Western world do not know what real hunger is. What we call hunger is basically a body sensation that appears, that we experience, and without questioning, we say, I'm hungry. And because we say, I'm hungry, we eat. Now, what if that sensation is not hunger at all? And by hunger, I mean the lack of nutrients needed to support life. Hunger, as a body sensation, is one of the things that you will have the opportunity to examine during your clean program. And this is a really important aspect of the clean program and the benefits that the clean program will give you lifelong. If you are able to re-examine and rename that sensation for what it really is, you may be freed from the prison of reacting by eating to something that may not be calling for that. Now, the way that I deal with it and the way that I suggest you deal with it is when that body sensation that you call hunger comes on, take a minute, stop what you're doing, sit down, close your eyes, and put your attention on it and ask yourself these questions. Now, where is this sensation? Is it in my stomach? Is it in my chest? Is it on the side? How is that sensation? Is it burning? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it painful? Is it moving? Is it fixed? Is it expanding and contracting? And while you're putting your attention there and you're examining its qualities, you may well realize that what you call hunger is more like boredom, anxiety, fear, jealousy, and any of the hundreds of negatively charged emotions. This that I just explained is what a lot of people call emotional eating. But now you have a way of dissecting it and distinguishing what hunger means to you, and therefore be able, for once and for all, to free yourself from this habit. The other withdrawal category of symptoms comes from taking away stimulants, sugar, coffee, carbohydrates other than sugar like bread and pasta, and basically all the chemicals that we use in order to conserve, preserve, color, and make our food smell and taste better. These chemicals and these foods basically give us an apparent surge of energy that we crave for, and that makes us use these same foods and chemicals over and over again. The symptoms that may appear because of these withdrawals of food and of toxins and stimulants are very vague sometimes. Headaches, nausea, a lack of energy, an easiness of mood changing and bad moods, and they are dealt with in the same way as other symptoms that come maybe due to other things that I will explain in a minute, as well as the solutions to enhance detoxification itself. The second set of symptoms come from the fact that when you enter detoxification mode, you will actually have a higher level of toxicity than you had before you start. And this is simple. The reason why is because toxins that cannot be dealt with in regular life because of the overwhelming amount of toxins we are exposed to are basically trapped in the tissues and coated with mucus in order for the body to defend itself from their irritation while the body waits to enter detoxification mode and get rid of them. So when the body enters detoxification mode, what happens is the tissues release these toxins back into the circulation and the mucus that was coating them for them to go in, reach the liver where they will be neutralized and prepared for elimination. Now, in their journey from tissue to liver, they may cause havoc. These are mostly oxidants, and therefore we need antioxidants to neutralize them and allow them to reach the liver without causing irritation. These antioxidants are mostly provided in the products that the Clean program uses for its shakes and its supplements. But if you were to have symptoms, then maybe a little extra amount of antioxidants would help. Sometimes an extra shake during the day does the trick, or a green vegetable juice, which is in addition to your shakes and meal, will get you over the hump. Now, symptoms of withdrawal and symptoms of heightened toxicity are basically dealt in the same way. Some of the tricks that we use are things that as well enhance detoxification. So in order to enhance detoxification, we can think of the channels of elimination. The channels of elimination are the lungs, breathing out CO2 and other gases that are toxic is important. So breathing deep, breathing exercises. Exercise itself makes you breathe deeper and faster and move more air out of your lungs. Those are important. Go out also in nature and breathe fresh air. That many times gets you over a headache or a bad mood. The skin is another of our organs of elimination, and therefore enhancing the way the skin gets rid of toxins is important. For that, you can basically think of sweating. And sweating you will enhance by saunas. Infrared saunas work better than convection saunas, but convection saunas are good if infrared saunas are not available. Sweating by exercising or doing yoga or Bikram yoga or some activity that makes you sweat. That is really important. Skin brushing is also really important because it takes away toxins and dead cells that block the elimination of toxins in the end, should they accumulate. So the skin is a very important organ of elimination, and we should enhance its function of sweating. One thing that you should not forget is that you're not going to sweat if you're dehydrated. So make sure you drink a lot of water. And water with lemon. Lemon enhances detoxification by sweating. Lemon promotes sweating. Garlic promotes sweating. And so does ginger. Cayenne pepper as well. So the other organ of detoxification that we should enhance is our kidneys. And our kidneys detoxify by creating urine. And so making sure that you're drinking enough water, that you are peeing at least every hour on the hour is important. If you are not peeing at least once an hour, you are not drinking enough water. And that is one way to gauge how much water you should drink. And adding lemon to your water is totally acceptable, but is actually not only acceptable, it's a really good practice. The liver and the intestines both eliminate toxins through the same channel, which is through your bowel movements. And it is important that you do have bowel movements. Constipation is detoxification's enemy, and you should not wait to deal with this problem if it arises. So there are many ways of dealing with constipation. One of them is by increasing your fiber, increasing the product called Move. Maybe instead of 1 scoop, you can use 2 scoops, even to begin with, if you are constipated beforehand. If you are not constipated beforehand and you become constipated, that's something that you have to deal with right away. And the ways to do it are by moving, by exercising. Sometimes using trampolines, jumping beds, is one way of getting things moving and loosened up in your intestines. Massage is also a good way. There's a specialized massage of the internal organs that promotes bowel movement. But when it comes down to bowel movements, sometimes one cannot avoid taking some kind of natural laxative. The natural laxatives that I